Morning, this is Kevin and Jeffrey here at the New Jersey HiRailers. They're in downtown Paterson, New Jersey. And today we're going to be talking about Lionel's logging disconnect cars. We have the water tank car here. It's item number 683560. And we have the caboose, number 1 caboose, which is Lionel item number 6-83555. And Jeffrey, I was hoping that you could spend a little time and give us a little history on why these cars were important in the logging industry.
Yeah, these cars were very important in the logging industry because logging railroads were not built using the same standards as a Class 1 railroad, such as New York Central to Santa Fe, any mainline railroad. The curves had to be a certain way so the cars and locomotives can make it. Logging railroads, not so much. They were built in tight areas very quickly. So the curves were often much tighter, which is why you have locomotives like the Hessler or the Shay, which these cars are actually good behind. These cars were actually built, designed by Lionel to come out to go along with the Hessler when they came out with it in Legacy, and the Shay when they came out in Legacy. But regardless, going back to the cars, the curves were very tight and the straight tracks were not very straight. So basically, the point of these cars were to transport the materials into the woods or out of the woods effectively. And I'll pick this up real quick, even though it's the tank car. This is what our member Tim got. He's letting us borrow it for the day because he's a little camera shy and doesn't want to do the review, but that's okay.
Yes, Timmy, we need you next time.
Yeah, we'll get you later, Tim. You owe us one. But, you know, it's a flat car, and here's the tank on it. Kevin's going to get into details in a little bit, but often you would see, and again, Kevin will go over the details, couplers on both ends, and you would have one on one end of a giant log with a little platform on it to put one end of the log to cradle it, and then there would be another cradle type flat car on the other end of the log, and instead of having one flat car with a giant log on it, you would have two of these little disconnect cars and with a big log on it. And then there was modifications made to these. For example, this is a tank car here, and then you also have the caboose. And just to show you how interesting and small these cars are, I was able to grab my Beacon oil tank car, which came from the Lionel water level freight set, which I got several years back, which is a phenomenal set, by the way. If you can still find it, I say get it. And take a look at the difference between this tank car here and a logging disconnect tank car. So again, the logging car, using the logging railroads, tight curves, poor straight track, but they got the job done. So
it's basically a quarter, maybe a little bit bigger than the tank car that Jeffrey has in his hand. And we'll try to give you a little bit different perspective, and we'll zoom in on these as we go through the presentation today. But it is literally maybe a third of the size of this of the tank car.
All right, so let's hand it over to Kevin now, and he is going to go over the details of these cars.
So this is the water car that we spoke about a few minutes ago, and I just quickly want to give you an idea of the detail. Really, Lionel did a nice job on this. Obviously, you have a ladder to get to the top of the tank. You have the tank top where water would be inserted. On the opposite side, you have the brake wheel, and you have a water spigot, which is kind of really cool because when we first looked at this car, I didn't see this. I think this is really well detailed. The barrel detail is real nice, so if you weathered this thing, you'd really see the lines in the barrel. And of course, this is just a small flat car. What's really interesting, though, if you take a look at the bottom of this, Lionel has started to put the Made in Lionel and all the information on the bottom of the truck so you don't see it, so it doesn't ruin the nice detail that they've given to these cars here. The coupler, okay, the hook is not is a standard hook. You cannot open it, you cannot close it, you literally have to put the cars together. And as Jeffrey pointed out, there is a significant difference between the size of these cars on a main railroad, full size, versus a small disconnect car. I think that Lionel, when they had this in mind, as Jeffrey pointed out, they were looking to have people add these onto their Shays and their Hustlers. The caboose, on the other hand, again, is very nicely done. I like this because it's red and it's kind of like, it reminds me of kind of like the New York Central AAR colors. Very detailed. Wood grain on the side, single door, nice step. Really added detail with the chimney on the top, so you can really tell this is a caboose that people would be using in the logging industry. Once again, Lionel has put the Made in Lionel information on the bottom of the truck, which I think is really, really a smart idea. I have to be honest with you, I hated when I saw built by Lionel on the side. This allows you to weather the car really, really nicely. Tim picked a good car here. Once again, no different than the truck at the bottom. Single coupler, cannot open it, cannot be fired. Literally have to crank the two of them together. I think what's really, really nice of this is that there's more than one particular car here on this, and as Jeffrey pointed out, if you purchased the logging sets from Lionel in the past, these are great additions. You could put them at the front and at the rear of the train, and it gives you a lot of versatility, and it really would reflect what had happened in the logging industry in the early turn of the century. We think Lionel did another nice thing on this thing, was simply because the box is simple and complete. You don't have to worry about anything anymore. Well packaged. I know this one in particular was shipped from a dealer out in the Midwest. These Tim and I picked up at York. Typically, you get some of these things that are damaged, not just by them, but the packaging is nice. Well done, hard flint plastic, really well done. Again, we really like these cars. I wish I had a logging set, but I don't. So what Tim does, and maybe we can get Tim in the video next time, as Jeffrey said, and get these logging cars out on the New Jersey HiRailers layout.
All right, so this concludes the review of the Lionel logging disconnect cars. As you can see, the massive difference between a standard railroad car and these two cars here. Kevin did a wonderful job of reviewing the cars, going over the details. We hope you enjoyed this video. Next month we've got a real nice one coming for you. We're going to be doing a review of the newly released Lionel Milwaukee Road S3 484 Northerns. And it's going to be back to the Ben and Kevin show, because Ben has a nice one and Kevin has a nice one. Well, we think it's one. Kevin's notorious for ordering something, forgetting he ordered it, and then orders something again, and then realizing 3 years later that he already had one to begin with. So we think Kevin has one. At least for now he has one. He may have two or three, we don't know yet. Did you order one or two? Or
I know I have a 267.
That was the first release, right?
Yeah.
So how many from the newest release did you order?
Well, I ordered two, but fortunately only one got delivered so far, which is the 260 What If colors.
Okay.
So we'll definitely have that one. We'll definitely have the 267, and if I have any strength or any mindset, I'll go into the attic and see if I have the 261 and the 265. But we will have two from me, and Ben will definitely have his Lackawanna version.
Yeah, Ben's got the Lackawanna version. He'll explain more about that in the next video, but that's to come next month. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this video. This has been Jeffrey Potischman.
Kevin Martin.
And we are reporting to you live from the epicenter of the model railroading universe, New Jersey HiRailers. This has been a New Jersey HiRailer video production for the Lionel Ambassador Club, and we will see you soon.
Thanks a lot. Enjoy the show.